What's going on, everybody? It's another Wednesday, not Thursday, but it's Wednesday, and another episode of InfoSec Unplugged, where anybody who can have an interest of technology, cybersecurity, or just talk in general can join, have a real conversation. We keep it uncut, unfiltered, unplugged. I am your host, Davin Jackson, and I am also known as DJax Alpha on Twitter and Instagram. And I want to thank you for the holiday special of InfoSec Unplugged. Usually we do this on Thursdays, but with it being Christmas Eve tomorrow, I wanted to do it a day early. So welcome. And like I said before, this is InfoSec Unplugged, and we're just gonna do it a little different today. So you see, I'm a little nervous, stuttering and stammering a little, but that's because we're doing it a little bit differently. We're not going to have a guest, so to speak. I'm going to be the guest. I'm actually going to provide the link here shortly on how to join, and I just wanted to have a quick conversation and just kind of go over the rules. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to provide a link. Anybody who wants to join, you can come on, ask me anything. You can, if you have any happy holiday shout outs or anything that you want to say, well wishes, whatever, you can join the conversation. All I ask is that you keep it respectful and keep it clean. I don't want to have to deal with any negativity, especially with the holiday season in 2020 coming so close to an end. So also, if you guys saw the other day, I went live real quick just to talk about the fact that my YouTube channel finally reached the 1,000 subscriber mark. So again, thank you for all of that. And to celebrate, I'm also doing a Humble Bundle giveaway at the end of the show. So I'm going to pick three guests to receive the Humble Bundle package of either the Hacking 101 or the Cybersecurity and Cryptography Humble Bundle book packages. There's a bunch of different books that are highly recommended and really popular in the community that will help you learn the skills or just learn the information that is used every day in the cybersecurity and technology field. So I want to give that away to 3 lucky people. So just stay tuned. The rules for that was you had to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You had to be on live today. And if possible, you could follow me on social media. At the end of the show, we'll link up and you could pick whatever bundle you want. So again, like I said, I reached 1,000 subscribers the other day, and I want to thank you for all of that. So, but we're here for the celebration, right? So without further ado, let me provide this link. So the link should now be in the chat. I'm also going to post a link on Twitter. I'm hoping that this goes well, but I'm gonna post a link on Twitter and Facebook. And if you are interested in joining, again, you are more than welcome. Like I said, just follow the rules. So I guess while we're waiting for anybody to join, I wanted to talk to you guys and honestly get your opinions on something. You could let me know in the chat. Let's see how many people we got here. We got 19 so far, so good. Thank you to everybody who is here. Oh, somebody joined and then left. So we'll see what happens. Again, I will post the link up again. All right. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to talk to you guys. So, like I said, 2020 has just been an interesting year, especially for me. I talked about the ups and downs that I had. I talked about almost walking away from the field and everything. And then I launched this show and podcast. Oh, okay. So let's see here. We have Laura. Laura, you are on the air live with InfoSec Unplugged. How you doing? Laura, can you hear me? Okay. Laura, I don't know if your microphone is on or anything, so I'm going to bring in my next guest. Hey, hold on. I can't hear you either.
How about now?
Hey, there you go.
Okay, you hear me now.
Yep.
Let me go over here. Yeah, I got two windows up here. There we go. All right. had your YouTube up and I'm getting like crazy echo. So
yes.
What's good, man? Merry
Much.
Christmas or early Merry Christmas.
Early Merry Christmas to you as well.
Thank you.
So
you get all your shopping done. You're all ready to go.
Yeah, for the most part, it's pretty much done. It's been it's crazy. So, hopefully everything gets there in time. Right now I'm cussing at the mail carriers to make sure that they get their stuff on time. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on 1 second. We have Yosh or Yash. Yash, you're on live. I'm not sure. I can't hear you. I hear something, but I can't hear you. Nope, nothing. Okay. Sorry. Try again. All right, there you go. So yeah, man. So if you have a question for me, if you want to do some well wishes or whatever, let's
yeah, I mean, I was trying to think of a question that people normally don't ask that's kind of based off of things that they normally do ask. And so people always ask what certs are like good certs to go for.
Right.
What are certs that are absolute trash and you should completely avoid?
Oh man, you're gonna get me in trouble. Geez. Any cert that isn't in the realm of what you do.
All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's a very political answer.
If you're looking to get into pen testing, I don't think you need I don't think you need an A+, right? Unless you don't know anything about tech. So I'll say that because that's a waste of money. Somebody somewhere, some job, some company will always want some certification. For pen testers, pen testers frown on the CEH, but businesses love the CEH. So
the comments at the moment are frowning on the CEH. So.
Yeah, like I said, I understand why, but the businesses, they eat that certification up. Let's see, Omega Black, you are on the air live, even though I can't see you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing?
Man, okay. I'm well. How about yourself, bro?
I'm good. How you doing? You're actually on with me and John Breth of Cyber Insight. He actually was just on joining with a question, so you get both of us.
Oh, hey, nice. Hey, what's going on, John?
So happy holidays. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing well. Happy holidays to you as well, man. Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Okay.
And then I moved down to Georgia almost 4 years ago.
Wait, what part of Georgia?
North of Atlanta.
Okay.
Up there.
Yeah, that's a decent area.
Yeah.
That's a decent area. What about John, right? Is his name?
Yep. So originally from Southern Maine, probably about an hour and a half north of Boston, and then joined the Air Force when I was 19, and have been outside of Washington, D.C. since 2010.
Yes, the chair force yes. In full effect.
Yeah, I got really good at Halo.
No, I'm originally from Little Rock, Arkansas. I live out in San Diego right now. Navy bought me out here, and now I'm a cybersecurity engineer, is what they told me.
Hey, It's a title.
I know, right? That's what they pay me for. But man, you get to that point where you feel like you don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though you have the, I have a few certs, but I still am in that vein where I'm like, do I really know this stuff?
Right.
So that's where I am right now. And I guess my question to you would be, do you ever get to that point, and how do you come out of that? How do you come out? Not the imposter syndrome, but just kind of like that, what the hell am I doing type feeling?
All the time.
Okay. All right.
all the time. Hell, I think I posted that last week where it's like half the time I feel like I'm doing the right thing, and the other half I don't know. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But it's a legitimate feeling. You just got to remember your why. So if you've been following me, everything I say revolves around what your why is. Why you got into it in the first place, why you enjoy the challenge or whatever it is. And
Right.
just, hold on to that, and just know that, you're where you are for a reason, right? You put in the work, you put in the time and the effort. So you deserve every accolade that you've gotten, and you deserve every raise that you've gotten. And as long as you keep putting in the work, you deserve more. So it's okay to take a step back and, reevaluate or reassess. Just don't let that turn into imposter syndrome.
Right.
JB, you got anything?
I mean, I would say that we all deal with that at different times, and especially because of the career field that we're in, new stuff comes out all the time. Stuff changes, stuff evolves all the time, which means that we all are lost with things.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so, it doesn't really matter, because it's like every day you start over and have the ability to learn, whatever those new things are.
Right.
So I don't know. I would say couple that with the fact of just kind of, trying to recenter yourself on, the things that you do know that you have the experience that you've been through, even though just in that moment you might feel a little off. It's kind of like if you give yourself a little refresher on, oh man, I've actually been through this. I do know these things. Sometimes we all have to Google stuff. I mean, not sometimes. We always have to Google stuff.
All the time. The time.
So I just I'll try to keep that in perspective and not let it, worry you or get you down or anything like that. It's just part of kind of being in the career that we're in.
Okay. So like I don't have like access to like, I don't have like home labs and things of that nature. Do you guys have any like suggestions as to like, this is the best website to practice your craft or whatnot?
Well, what exactly are you getting into?
Right now, well, where I work now, I do cybersecurity for the military.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's just securing a network. That's basically what we're doing, securing the network, and without saying too much. Got you.
I mean, most of the lab stuff or sites that I know are mainly focused around hacking and pen testing. Try Hack Me is a good one, just because it teaches you everything. It teaches you how to do the attack, and then it even goes into how to defend against it. As far as doing a lab for securing things, I would just say maybe download certain things like Security Onion or Splunk or Snort, and mess around with those. It still would probably involve creating a home lab. I'm not sure if there's anything online for that. I don't know if John knows anything.
Yeah, so I mean, when you're saying securing the network, if we're just talking about like from the actual network level, there's a few different simulation tools that you can use that are free. So Cisco Packet Tracer is like the base level, very easy to use type of thing where you can practice different types of security configurations and stuff like that on network devices.
Okay.
If you want to go a little bit further than that, Cisco has something called Viral, which used to be like $100 a year. With COVID, I think they were giving it away for free for a certain period of time. And that is a much more extensive suite of all of their different virtual devices and operating systems and stuff like that. Where Packet Tracer is more something if you're working on like Network Plus or CCNA or something that's maybe not as much of a professional certification, more like entry level networking certification. It's a pretty good thing to cut your teeth on. Juniper, if you use any Juniper network stuff, they have something called VLabs, where you can actually use every single type of virtualized piece of equipment that they have, and includes all of their different subscriptions for different types of security tools and stuff like that. So you can use their antivirus, IDP, all that good stuff. So if that was me and that was what I was trying to do and I didn't have the stuff for at home, that probably would be some of the first things I look at.
Okay. I'm not over my question limit, am I?
No, you're good.
Okay. I didn't know if this was like a genie, like, hey man, you only get 3, man.
Let's see. Jose Manuel Vasquez Castro says viral is for testing various topologies like VPNs, firewalls, ASAs, etc. So that
perfect
might help you.
Yep.
Perfect. Thanks, Jose.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Jose. What else you got?
Me?
Yeah, you got anything else?
Yeah, right now I'm going after I'm getting ready to start studying for my CYSA. I took the CAS 3 times, failed it. And I was like, all right, let me take a step back. So I'm going after CYSA. So like, but in my opinion, CompTIA does this thing where they purposely make it hard for you to find labs that are practical for the exam that you're taking. Well,
I mean, because I think they do that for the reason being that CompTIA tries to stay vendor neutral, right? So most of the stuff that has labs are the names. So like Cisco has labs,
right?
So I think CompTIA, because they don't want to like lean in any direction. They try to stay vendor, to stay vendor neutral. They probably don't do that. So that's why it's, at that point, it's kind of looking and doing the research of what's more popular in the field. So, if you want to be, just shooting it, just random picking, if you want to be a system admin, you're going to look and see, okay, well, what's the most popular operating system out there? Most companies use Windows. So let me figure out how to, do sysadmin stuff on Windows.
Right.
So, a lot of it is just a lot of research and legwork on the other end. And I also think that's probably why CompTIA is so much cheaper than some of the other certifications, because of the vendor neutrality. So they try to keep it, affordable by not partnering up with anybody else.
Okay. So do you think they're going after I already have Certs, but I'm just getting more into the cyber side because that's where I'm working now. So do you think the CYSA would be a feasible cert to go after?
I think so. Like, especially if it's in the realm of what you do, then yeah, absolutely. Or if it's something that you want to get into later on, then yeah, absolutely. But for something like a CYSA, CASP, CISSP, those are going to be good no matter where you go.
Yeah.
So it's good to kind of have those, at least one of those at some point.
Yeah, that CISSP, that is, I doubt I'll ever go to that level. That's,
I got it.
I saw.
It's a grind, but it's definitely worth it. If it pertains to what you do. So, right. All right. So you got anything else?
No, I'm good, man. I appreciate you guys, man.
No problem. Make sure, so you're here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and everything, and we'll see if you get into the raffle later.
All right, cool. Thanks, bro.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right. Thanks, John.
Yep. Hey, man, Dad, one other thing I'd say with that is in those CompTIA certs, you're right. They are very vendor agnostic. Taking a look at what the objectives are for it, and then seeing what you can actually look at or run or test on like your own laptop, right? So you're kind of talking about looking at things that are, Windows related, which, chances are you're probably running on a Windows laptop. You can get some type of hypervisor to run, a Linux VM on your laptop. It doesn't need to be like super crazy or anything like that.
Yep.
and Wireshark and a few other open source tools that kind of like align with that probably would get you, somewhere close to what you need to do from a hands-on practical perspective.
Agreed. So I do see some comments in the chat section. I promise you I'm gonna get to those in a second, but I have another special guest who just linked in to the chat. So everybody, welcome Mary Galloway.
Hey.
Hey.
I was late.
Hey, listen, no, you're just on time. You're right on time. So before we get to you, let me see. Let me just check in real quick. Let me, I don't want to be rude to everybody in the chat.
Definitely.
Double check the questions. Oh, Laura, I see. Okay, I didn't want to be on the spotlight just to watch her. No problem. Thank you for being here. Q says the CEH is trash. Shout out to EC Council. Like I said, companies love it. So if you like it, I love it. I'm just gonna leave it there. Willie Beeman, I have the CEH and Security Plus and still not gotten any interviews in this economy. Willie, like I said, I would double check different resources. You have LinkedIn, go on Indeed, and things should start opening up in first quarter, especially with budgets open.
And location has a lot to do with that too.
And yes, locations. Yeah, I was gonna say the other thing is don't be afraid to look at remote jobs, right? Especially during this time, because how it looks, we're gonna be working from home at least till summer.
Yeah.
So get a remote job. Even if you get a remote job for 6 months and they tell you to relocate, and you go, deuces, I gotta go. But at least you get that experience. Some people might frown on that, but hey, we got families to feed. So
and network.
Yes.
Network.
Yes. I'll be in touch. Q asked, what age did you guys start cybersecurity? Who wants to go first?
12, because I'm only 25.
JB?
I mean, I guess it depends on what you define as cybersecurity. If you talk about working in IT, which cybersecurity should be part of IT, then 20.
Okay. I always tinkered around with stuff, so that wasn't considered cybersecurity, but that was more, I guess, on the tech side. But I got into tech about 15 years ago. So that means I started really focusing on cyber maybe about 10 or so. But like John said, once you start dealing with technology, the next thing even if it's just hardening an operating system,
exactly.
that's security in a sense. So installing updates and running patches and all of that's security.
Looking at logs, all that stuff.
Yeah. So let's see. Where are we? Javier says, what about Security Plus certifications? Are they really worth it? I failed my first attempt. Yes, they're worth it if you're looking to get started into it and you need something to kind of get on your resume. Security Plus is a good place to start. As far as failing the certification, just reassess, reevaluate, and retry when you're ready.
I failed Security Plus 11 years ago. So don't feel bad.
Yeah. So let's see. Who else? Q says, I want to get into vulnerability research. What would you recommend as a cybersecurity expert? I'm currently studying cybersecurity with InfoSec or computer science at university. I'm going to let one of you.
I recommend reaching out to Marcel Lee on LinkedIn. That's what she does for, I guess it's SecureWorks now. She can probably provide like details on how to actually get into doing that. But I mean, just start looking at CVEs and start researching and see what you can find. Try to exploit them if you have a home lab, try to exploit them in your lab, and just look at what's happening and, document what's happening, what that process looks like, what you find and what you see, and that'll get you started.
Yeah, just make sure your lab is on a separate network.
Well, that too.
So,
Gavin, do you think that you see a lot of overlap with that and then bug bounties as well? I mean, do you see
vulnerability research?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If they know, if they know, I think it would make them better bug bounty hunters.
Mhm.
They can see some of the, not necessarily the symptoms, but some of the vulnerabilities. If they can see it before, exploiting it, they kind of know exactly where to go, right? So, for example, if someone is familiar with, heartbleed or something like that, and they kind of see some of the signs that point to it, they know, hey, let me throw this exploit at it. So, but I think everything can complement everything in cybersecurity. Like, I think vulnerability research will help you be a better bug bounty hunter or a better hacker. Just like how I think knowing I did cyber forensics because for one, I loved that, but I never really got a chance to do it. Because in the Northeast, you basically have to be a police officer to do it. And I wasn't going into law enforcement at that time or my age. But I also thought it would make me a better pen tester, because now I would know what the cyber forensics people would look for during an incident response if I were to do something on the pen test side, and then from the cyber forensic side, I know what a pen tester would do, so I know what logs to look at and what a pen tester might overlook. So I think everything complements everything, if you do it the right way. Just like how, again, networking and cybersecurity. I think everybody should get the basics of networking before they move into cybersecurity.
Yep.
So, but Mary, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm not going to name any names, but you got everybody shook.
Why?
Right? No one wants to come after you after the interview.
Why not? I didn't even talk about the technical stuff.
I was like, yo, a couple people like, listen, I want to do it, but can I be the guest after the next guest? I don't want to come.
Stop it. They are too funny. They are too funny. It's not even like that. It really isn't.
No, it's not. Like I said, but again, I told you. I told you you need to. That's why you need to flex a little. But I told you.
You're right. I'm working on that. Mm-hmm. I got a blog post in the oven waiting. I'm gonna write it up this weekend, hopefully.
Okay. See, there you go.
So,
okay. So let's go. What do you got from me?
What has already been asked? Because I missed like 10 minutes already.
JB asked, what certifications are trash? Which my answer was anything that isn't relevant to what you do.
Good answer.
See,
the companies will not come after you with that.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was a good one. Okay. We heard the story about why. Let's hear the story about why, like how you got into tech and cyber and why. Let's hear that story.
Once when I was a young boy. No. So like I said, I always like to tinker and mess around with stuff. Like I had a grandmother who would share anything I was doing as long as it wasn't illegal or like selling drugs or anything like that. So she was okay with it as long as whatever I took apart I could put back together. Because if I couldn't put it back together, that was my ass. So and sometimes it worked out for her because sometimes I figured I would mess around with it and I don't know what the hell I was doing, but whatever I did may have fixed it. So I always like to tinker around with stuff, but by the time I got to high school, it wasn't really available. That and it wasn't the popular thing to do for us, right? It was go play sports or go do other things or whatever, and the girls didn't like that stuff, so I kind of ventured away from it. And then when I when I decided to go into the military, there were a couple other things that happened. So that was it was a kind of rush scenario because I was supposed to originally go into the Guard. And then after a couple things happened, Mom's was like, nah, you can't be in the neighborhood anymore. You gotta
Gotta
go.
go.
So I met with the recruiter and I told him I wanted to either do something with tech or audio visual. And after 2 or 3 meetings, he talked me into being an aircraft mechanic. So
Okay.
I still didn't want to do it. Then they said, "Oh, we'll give you $5,000," and I was like, "Oh, cool. I'm an 18-year-old kid, $5,000. Let's go." So I did that. I wanted to work on heavies because I figured that would be the thing that I could translate in civilian life at the airports, and they gave me F-16s.
Okay.
I wanted an East Coast base, and the first base they gave me was Utah.
Oof.
Oh,
Yeah,
yikes.
wait, in a dry county.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I remember calling my dad and telling him, I said, they gave me Hill Air Force Base, and he laughed. He laughed for like 5 minutes, and then he goes, "Wait, isn't Hill Air Force Base in Utah?" And I said, "Yeah," and he laughed even harder.
Yes.
So
I don't blame him.
yeah.
Was that dry on the base too?
Huh?
Was that dry on the base as well?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So I remember, so like later on that night, we go to class and the instructor goes, "We need 4 people to work on the stealth, the F-117. So everybody's raising their hand, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna do whatever time I got to do in Utah, and then I'm a PCS to an East Coast base. Walks over to me, he's like, "You have the second highest grade point average. I'm gonna put you down as a reserve." I said, "Okay, but I don't want to do it." Orders were cut the next day. So I ended up in Alamogordo, New Mexico for the duration. And then after there was they had like forced reshaping where they let a bunch of people out because after 9/11, they let so many people come in. So I went home and basically could not figure out what I wanted to do next. There aren't any fighter jets in the civilian world. Go for it. So I tried a couple things. I mean, I worked in warehouses. I worked at Verizon as a cell phone rep tech. I worked at Target when Target first opened up, and I was in like doing like their electronics section. And then eventually I moved into like trade work. So I was doing electrical. And I tell the story all the time. I was on a 25-foot ladder. The ladder fell.
Oh.
My dumb ass thought I could soften the blow by jumping off the ladder mid fall. That didn't work. And I remember laying there thinking, if I can walk, I'm gonna walk off the job site. And I laid there for a second, and I was like, okay, I can feel all my extremities. And I got up and I took my ass to my car and I went home. And then I did low voltage, so alarm systems, integrated homes. Like I was doing like the first smart houses. But I don't know where it is in everywhere else, but in Connecticut, you have to get registered as an apprentice before you can get any of that time to test for your license to really make money. And I remember I was there for like a year or two, and I remember I went to my boss and I'm like, "Dude, what are we gonna do about registering me as an apprentice?" And he looked at me and was like, "Why would I do that? If I register you as an apprentice, then I have to pay you incremental over time.
Wow.
I can keep paying you at the $9.50 or whatever the hell he was paying me." So that's when I went home. And that's where you hear the story of my wife.
Your wife
telling me, get my shit together. So that's the short version. That's the condensed version of the story. But yeah, after that, I started literally. I couldn't get a job, so my first job was at Circuit City.
Hey, that's a good place to be.
So what I did was I started as their home theater installation guy. So, mounting TVs, and doing the speakers. And then I talked the manager into giving me an extra $1 or $2. And basically my free time let me go let me go hang out at the PC bench and learn how to do computer repairs. So I did that while studying for my 8+. And then, like I said, I just kind of
Made it work.
made it
And
work.
now you're here.
Yeah, and worked up the ladder. So, like I said, I did all of that. I did tech support for different places. I did for GE and whatever. Eventually, I landed at a school system, and that's where I kind of got introduced to cybersecurity and doing. Hold on. Oh, that's where I had to join the. Sorry, someone just asked me for the link. So yeah, that's where I ended up doing really looking into security, and I was like, okay, I gotta. This is what I want to do. Once I started realizing you could do pen testing, it was like, this is fun. I love this. So that's pretty much where I've been with it now. But since I have the both of you here.
Oh, geez. This is an interview about you, though.
Okay, fine. Ask me your next question, but then I'm going to ask your opinion on something.
No, go ahead. What's your question?
So something, I mean, a couple things have been happening that I find very interesting. So since, the show kind of has taken off, obviously it's gotten a little bit more attention than I expected it to get. And then I've actually been approached by a few people about, about going to work for them or whatever. And I'm not going to lie, it's a bag, right? Right. It's a bag, but I know how I am, and I know like, especially with one of the jobs, I know what it would entail, what it entails, and it's like I actually turned it down because I feel like I have something here. I just haven't fleshed out all the pieces yet, right?
Right.
And on one hand, I'm like, and on the other hand, I am fucking terrified.
That's a good thing then.
Right? I'm like, cause I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the numbers. I'm like, and don't get me wrong, I'm doing okay now. Like, the lights are still on and the kids are fed and everything. But I'm like, I'm doing math and I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. So, I don't know. I just feel like I needed to say that out loud. Right? Because it's kind of like, I'm betting on an unproven thing at this point. And go ahead.
Can I say something on that? So I would also look at it from the perspective of, if you are just at this point with your type of content creation that you're doing, and you're already getting an offer for whatever that amount is, that makes you tingle or whatever, right? It can only go up from there, right?
Right.
Whatever you're doing, your network and your subscribers and the impact that you're going to have is only going to continue to grow. You're going to get better at every part of kind of your overall content creation stuff, whether it's from the video perspective, from the questioning perspective, interview perspective, from everything. So, I mean, if you're good with making that decision right now because you feel that it gives you the control that you want, I wouldn't be too worried about, passing up something when I think that you're probably going to get much better offers from other people in the future.
Right.
I agree. And I think too, what's the goal? Like, what's your goal? Have you thought about that with this? And then, does this offer align with what you're trying to do?
So the funny thing is, with one of them I turned down immediately because it was almost like they wanted a piece of this.
Of course.
And no matter where I go, I'm like, no, this is, I don't care, from my blog site to whatever, it's my intellectual property, it's mine. And they were like, oh, that, that has to be a part of the package. And I was like, okay.
Nope.
Kept it moving. So I said that, but then that was also to answer Laura, because she said you can do both. which is kind of what I'm doing now. And then my big Professor BlackOps says shout out to the chat. And then Ty, click the link.
I was gonna say, is Tyrone coming in or not?
Ty, click the link. Hold on, I'm gonna put the link back in the chat. But Ty says you're betting on yourself, and you know what, brother, you are absolutely right. Touche. And then Rashad Ford, what's up, Shad? Can you take the job on a contract so you get the best of both worlds? I haven't quite asked that, but before I bring Ty in to answer your question, Mary, I see it kind of doing what I'm doing now, but I want to build it up. Like, honestly, I want to bring this on the road. I want to be able to do this at conferences. I want to be able to, bring it in, while when people come off the stage from their talks or whatever, whether it's at DEF CON or something, I want to do that. I want to, eventually I'm going to bring it to, like the audio version or whatever, to like a podcast network or something like that. I'm not sure about where.
Okay.
I looked at Spotify. I don't know. But I want this to kind of be its own thing. I just haven't fleshed it all out in my head yet. So, but I do know whatever it is, it's mine, and I want it to, and I want it to stay that way. So, hold on. Let me bring in the next guest to the party.
Hey.
Whoa.
He's changed.
What is going on? You caught me on vacay at the beginning of my vacay, but I did want to say hello and say congrats on your success.
Thank you.
So happy for you, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Like I said, shoot, you're a big reason, because I told you we're the first guest, the first impromptu one. So, and like I said, you and JB have always kind of been in the chat, like pushing me forward. So again, I definitely appreciate the both of you. Like I said, I say that all the time. I know y'all probably hearing this shit.
Oh man, but it was you. Like you kept it going. You carried it, and you guessed on. You took your drive, your knowledge, and turned it into what it is now. So kudos to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, hold on. Let me see.
So I'm trying to post this link for whoever Q is, but they don't see it, and I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
But I see it.
Are you putting it?
Are you putting it in Restream or YouTube?
I'm putting it in YouTube.
Oh no, I see it in YouTube.
Yeah, whoever Q is isn't seeing it.
All right. Well, let me see if I can copy it.
There we go. Maybe that'll work this time. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
All right. Let me catch up to the chat real quick. Jayla Rogers says, I know that's right. I think that was in reference to us talking about owning and keeping our stuff. So yes. Shout out to you. Rashad. CM asked, what's your job now? Freelance? No, I am a pen tester and security architect, but I am the owner of Alpha Cybersecurity, so that's all that matters. My job is my job, but this is what I'm representing here. So, and Maddox says, hello, how you doing? Again, big shout out to you. Again, you've definitely been one that's kind of been rocking with me for a while and helping push my subscriber count and the support. So I appreciate you. So Ty, let's see. JB's asked me a question. Mary's asked me a question. You got a question for me?
I got another question too. After
I do.
Okay.
What is your 2021 goals?
2021.
Because you know what I'm gonna say after you say. After you give an answer, I'm going to give you the Kobe, and I'm going to say more. So what are your goals, 2021?
The fuck are you talking about, Kobe Bryant? Let's see, 2021. I have a certification that I'm working on currently, that I'm trying to finish up, and then I'm going to jump directly into cloud stuff. So AWS, Google.
Good.
Late summer. Think I'm finally gonna get back into the OSCP grind. I think it's time. So, and again, it's not that I was literally had this conversation with my wife last night. Like I was telling her, like, this is what I want to do. This is my plan. And with the OSCP, it's not so much the thing. I know I can do it. It's just, I just know, you know what that grind feels like, right?
Yeah.
Going into the labs and all of that. So I figured once I do this, once I knock out the cloud stuff and I knock out this other certification I'm working on, the API stuff is just about done. My FU money is almost there. So, so now it's like I have a clean slate to kind of focus and dedicate 100% on something. So that's that. So I'm coming for those labs, hopefully in the summer.
Okay. And I have one more good one, and I'm sure something else will come up. Are you emotionally and mentally ready to accept success?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yo, listen. This for the third time you don't come on my live and ask me something.
That's a good one.
Am I emotionally and mentally ready for the success? I think that's one of those questions that you can't answer until you're actually there, right? I mean, I've had different levels of success throughout, my life and my career, and it's always kind of, to me, it's always kind of been short-lived. Me personally, that's just how I kind of was raised. Like my dad was always thinking about what was next. So I would come in and go, look, I got straight B's, and he's like, cool, get back out there and get A's. Look, I got honors, cool. More, right? So so I never really actually sat back and looked and go, okay, yeah, I did this. I'm starting to do that now. But with what I want to do with the podcast and the show and everything like that, like I said, only time will tell. I don't want to answer that wrong, and then either way, and then it happened. And I'm like, okay, see, now Ty got another one on me, because I still owe you an answer from a couple months ago. I ain't forget.
The answer should have been yes.
I'm just, if I'm being honest, like, we'll see where it is.
I have a quick question, and it's simple, easy, yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking for investors?
Not yet, because I don't know. I'm still trying to flesh this all out. So once I do that, I think we lost Ty.
We lost him.
But I think once I kind of figure out where I want to go with it, I'm definitely probably gonna look for some type of advertisement. But as far as investors, I don't know where this is going with it right now. So we'll see where that goes. But I have to post a certain comment from a certain somebody. That is a great
Yeah.
Gavin is always looking for the next thing after he succeeds in accomplishing something. This person seems like they know me. I wonder.
Is that your wife?
I wonder who Ladera Jackson is. Now look, see, I love you.
Can we have her on?
Oh, I'm one step ahead of you.
So we can talk about
Click the link, babe. Look, see,
hey.
click the link. So let's see. E Brown says, you got this, Davin. Success 2021. I love you, sis. I appreciate it. Thank you.
She said nope.
Come on, do it.
Do it.
She's working on a cake right now, so.
I was just ready to say, is she baking something right now? Is that why she's busy?
Well, I love you. Thank you. And let's see. Hold on. Omega Black says, hold on. She says she knows not to. knows not to click after all her husband.
We're trying to get some of those baked goods you're working on over there.
Listen,
all the way out here in Las Vegas.
Now,
You know what my question was going to be.
Okay, hold on. Omega Black says, let's see, can you speak of something that you've lost or sacrificed on your way to your current level of success?
Good question.
Fuck it. I've lost, I shouldn't say I've lost them, but relationships have been strained with friends. People have looked at me differently because they couldn't quite understand what I was doing at the time and why I may have distanced myself because I was focusing on certain goals. Potential business partners because, you try to put I think that goes back to the question about investors, right, Mary? Where InfoSec Unplugged should have happened months ago, but I had a whole rollout that was supposed to lead up to it, and then the certain things happened and it fell
right.
But that's where I think the always bet on yourself. That's my mantra. That's where that really comes into play. Because like I said, when I was starting up, I think I told you last week, I was still fairly young, but
right.
I'm different, right? I was partying at like 14, 15 years old. I was in nightclubs at 14, 15 years old, seeing things that I wouldn't want any 14 or 15 year old. But so I kind of was over all of that by the time I was like 23, 24, 25. I was looking at the next thing,
right.
I was like I was probably the first. Babe, if you're still on, you can keep me honest here. I was the first one in my crew to like really settle down and get married.
Right.
Buying a house. I kind of was always that one. Like, okay, again, what's next? How do I got to do it? And again, in doing that, you had people who, they were like, he changed. He's different.
Yep.
And you distance yourself from them. And some of them bothered me, and some of them still do. So again, you can lose that. You can lose. Sometimes you lose out on finances or certain opportunities because of certain decisions that you make or who you align yourself with. So everything is a risk, but again, you have to kind of believe in yourself, always bet on yourself, and just know that what you're doing, the outcome is worth it. So
just kept you honest. There she goes, all truth.
So let's see. Professor BlackOps says, shout out to the queen of InfoSec.
Who was that?
You.
Me?
Hey, you ain't talking to me.
I thought he was talking to your wife. I figured you were the king and she was the queen.
She's the queen in my household, but she ain't the queen of info. Okay. Or if she is on the longest social engineering campaign ever.
Right.
Let's see.
Somebody said, at this stage in your career, how do certifications push you further?
It depends on the certification, right?
Yeah.
So how I look at it is Moore's law says that most technology becomes obsolete in 18 months, right?
Yeah.
So if technology becomes obsolete in 18 months, then the people working on the technology should also work hard.
Right.
So so certifications definitely, whether it's getting new ones or keeping the ones you already have. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's CYSA, I'm never letting that lapse.
Nope, me neither. Ever.
I'm never letting that one lapse. So it keeps you relevant. and doing the CPEs or CEUs or whatever they're called, to stay current. Again, no one was really looking at cloud certification seriously 5 to 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Now 2021 or 2020 into 2021, everybody's rushing to get a cloud certification. So
Yeah.
it all, again, the goal is to feed your family.
Right.
Yes, we all have a passion for it, but we also like to get paid for our
Right. Right.
So if we want to continue to keep getting paid because we're staying relevant, then we need to stay with certifications.
Somebody asked too, in relation to that, when you said about the CPEs and whatnot, somebody asked, how do they go about getting CPEs for their certifications? Like what types of activities they need to do, or
You can
yeah.
You can go to conferences. Yeah, you can go to conferences. You can watch talks. Brighttalk.com.
Oh my gosh, yes, Bright Talk is amazing.
Right. So I pretty much got every single CPE or CEU for my CISSP from Bright Talk this year because we couldn't go to any conferences. So there's that. So Bright Talk, going to conferences. If you write certain books or certain things, certain participation in certain events, you can register all of that. You can join. You can create groups or stuff like that. You can teach.
Something else that people don't realize: volunteer work. So I pretty much get all of my CPEs for being on the board of Cyberjitsu. So if you're on a board of an organization, if you're volunteering, a lot of times that can also help you get CPEs.
I've also gotten CPEs before when my role wasn't specifically cybersecurity, but I had to do cybersecurity projects.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah.
So
they're pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
So we have someone else who wants to join the stream. So Dan, you are live. You are on with me, JP, and Mary. How you doing? Happy holidays.
Hey.
I think your microphone's on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
I'd asked about online networking with other people in the IT community, especially going from like help desk to the security side, making that leap over. And just curious, any specific type of meetups or LinkedIn areas or other suggestions?
Okay, yeah, I think Mary had answered a couple of those with LinkedIn meetup. So you can find groups that are in your local area.
B-sides,
yeah.
You can go to different conferences in your area. Yeah, and again, there's.
So something else that people I think don't realize too, we're all looking to work at like the same companies that all do technology and IT. So, Palo Alto, Verizon, Amazon, those companies, but also look outside of the traditional tech and cyber companies and try to network with those people. Like Walgreens, they probably have a huge IT and cyber organization because they have a huge network, hospitals, schools. There's plenty of places. Say again?
Walmart has one of the biggest SOCs.
Walmart, right. And that's not a tech company. That's a retail company. I worked at the casino, not even thinking that retail like that would have a whole SOC, and they had a whole SOC, multiple locations. So go outside of the traditional, avenues and just see what's out there. And you never know. You might run into somebody that's like, oh my God, I've been looking for somebody to do blah, blah, blah. And boom, because you networked outside of the traditional areas, you got a job making the money you want to make and actually doing what you want to do.
I would also say you look at companies that are considered critical infrastructure.
Yes. Yeah.
And because they're considered critical infrastructure, they have a lot of other cybersecurity requirements that they are trying to meet, which normally also means that they have a lot of, or more money, I shouldn't say a lot, they have more money to spend on that than other organizations. So that's kind of interesting. A lot of them have different types of partnerships with the government as far as, different types of threat feeds and stuff like that. So it's kind of an interesting way to go as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Dan, you got another question?
Dan, where are you calling from?
Massachusetts.
Oh,
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Here we go.
stay warm up there.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say. Sorry.
I'm staying inside and just looking out at the snow.
Yeah, my back does not miss the Northeast in all the shoveling and all
Mm-mm.
that. So
Not during the winter. The spring and summers are nice though.
yep. All right. Okay, so Dan, you have a happy holidays. You take it easy. I'm going to bring on my next guest, who I hope has a question. So you take care. Hold on, let's see.
Can you
Okay, so
wait? Is Mary? Somebody just asked me if I was really 25. No, I wish, but I tell everybody that. So I did not start in tech and cyber at 12. I started in 2009. Not going to say my age. Just know I'm still young,
yep. So
but I'm in my 30s. There you go.
Nathaniel, you are live with me, Mary Galloway, and John Breth. Do you have a question or did you want to say something?
No, I just wanted to join and wish everybody happy holidays.
Thank you.
Happy holidays,
You too.
sir. Thank you for joining the show.
Professor, you're not that old. So somebody wants us to share our story. That's on you, Devin, because we're supposed to be interviewing you, not us. So
oh man. Let's see. Can y'all share a story about the coolest thing that's happened during your job?
I can answer that and say no, I can't share.
there you go, easy.
The coolest thing, one of the coolest things I think I've done, I've broken into a Fortune 500 company. So I can't, NDA purposes. I was. Okay, hold on. PBO, was that PBO or PBQ? Give me 1 second. Let me tell the story real quick. Actually, I'm just gonna have you on.
Hey,
Professor BlackOps, how you doing? Big fan, sir.
I'm a big fan of yours. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for the story. You gonna tell the story?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna pause. I can pause.
Okay, so I was in North Carolina for a pen test. They flew me out to North Carolina, and the whole week of the pen test, the CTO was just bragging about the security, their security system. Like, he was like, we probably don't need half of this shit, but we have. I mean, all week. That's all he kept saying, right? And he's like, I bet you couldn't get in. I bet you couldn't get in. I bet you. And from Monday to Thursday. So I actually wrapped up. I actually worked late Wednesday night because I told myself, okay, you know what? If I have the time, I'm gonna make him sign this little document that would give me permission if I were to do it, and I'm gonna shut him the hell up. And he just kept going. He's like, so that was Wednesday night. So Thursday, he's like, I bet you money. I bet you this. I'm like, well, okay, I can't take money. I can't take this.
Money. Man.
I'm like, I know, because if it got back to my boss, I wasn't trying to get in trouble. Like, I was like, whatever, because they would look at it and go, you know how much we could have charged for that. So he just kept going. So I wrapped up the pen test early Thursday, and he was like, I bet you money. I'm like, okay, I can't do that, but there's a really nice steak restaurant in the lobby of the hotel I'm staying at. So if I were to do something like that, you would owe me a steak dinner. And he was like, yeah, but you couldn't do it. So I wrapped up Thursday, and I could have flew out, but instead I stayed the extra day because I was there till Saturday, actually. So Friday, I turned in everything. Friday, I pull up. I found a box outside of the hotel. like big ass box. And I pull up to the place, and I have the box, and I'm pretending like this box is like the heaviest box in the world. I'm acting like I'm working up a sweat, like I'm acting like my back is giving out. So what does the first person do? They open the door and let me walk right in. So now I'm doing this, and I'm trying to reach for the elevator button. Someone else comes and pushes the button, and then they go, "Well, what floor are you trying to be? Which floor are you trying to go to?" So I tell them the floor, and that floor you actually had to swipe your card and then push the button. So they swipe the card and push the button. So now I go up, and just paying attention, I know that they would break for like cigarettes or whatever, like 1 o'clock, 1:15. And then rather than go down to the designated area, there's a side door on the floor that they're at that leads to the parking lot. So I sat there with box, because there's like a lobby sitting area before you can even get in. So 1 o'clock comes, everybody's hightailing it to the side door. So as they run out, I just
run right in. Wow.
I go in, I plug my laptop into a network jack, just run a quick little scan, network discover scan, see if I can see anything, screenshotted it, and then I sat at his office until he came back from break. And then when he came back from break, he's like, "How the hell did you get in here?" And I was like, "Oh, I just wanted to tell you medium rare. Or medium well, I'm sorry." I was like, "Medium well." I was like, "Medium well." I said, "You said," so he's like, "How the hell did you do that? What did you do in it?" I'm like, the first thing they teach you is no matter how secure your stuff is, the human is always going to be the weakest link.
Yep.
And by nature, we're taught to be polite. If you see someone struggling, you help them. You hold the door for people. So it's in our nature to do these things. It's almost so it's like we have to be retaught to look at people and be nosy. Like, "Hey, what are you doing? Where's your badge?" All of that. So if you play the right people, and sometimes I feel bad doing it, but other times it's like, so yeah. So I shut him up, and I got a steak dinner out of it. So that was
nice.
That's my story.
Most people are scared to ask to see somebody's badge, though.
Not me.
I mean, because you're a veteran, you've been in the game.
Like, hold up, wait. Who are you, and why are you here?
Yeah, a lot of people are scared to ask people for their badge.
That is very true. Yeah.
Another thing you have to pay attention to is like body language or something like that, right? So, for example, I was on another engagement, and we're watching the people who are who are starting to pay attention to us, and anything you can do to make them feel uncomfortable is a plus for you, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, and I might be getting too graphic, we were doing, it was me and another guy, and the security guard came walking forward, and I make a beeline for the bathroom. and as I'm doing that, I'm saying at the top of my lungs, "I shouldn't have had that damn burrito." And I go in the bathroom, and I close the stall, and I sit there for like 5 minutes. And then I text my buddy. I'm like, "Hey, did he leave?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's gone." And then I just come right back out and I leave. Right? So there's certain little tricks that you do. If you're doing phone social engineering, and like, let's say you're calling, always be the angry IT person. "Oh my God, the system is on here. What is your password so I know it's you and not that you clicked something wrong, because you're going to be in so much trouble. Oh, here are my creds. Here's my password. Great. What do you want your new username and password to be?" So anyway, Professor BlackOps, how you doing? Like I said, big fan. Thank you.
I'm a big fan of yours. I just want to come and wish everybody happy holidays. I don't do penetration tests. I do government compliance. So that's what I do for a living, for cybersecurity. So I do OSHA, HIPAA, and I've been doing a lot of IRS stuff lately. So that's kind of what I look doing a living for, a cybersecurity program. Doing this 800-53 for the government. So I work at What do you do in that area, JB? You kind of froze a little bit.
No, so I'm I'm an architect and design systems, and in the past, my InfoSec teams have sucked, and I've had to do a lot of the packages. So, I know 853 very, very well.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, unless you're in the government, most people don't know what that is. You got to be in that government realm. Risk management framework, NIST. So like I said, I got a lot of clients moving to AWS. Of course, they got all the certificates. So policies, procedures. So that's the big deal. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on kind of on my channel. So I'm hoping to interview him and talk about penetration testing because, of course, that's part of NIST. Penetration testing is part of the whole NIST framework to get it.
Man, you gonna come on?
You got a YouTube channel too?
Yeah, I started one. I'm trying to be like him with my 90 subscribers. I'm trying to get my big boy fan. So he my role model. Me and my 90 subscribers are coming hard.
What's it called so I can subscribe?
That's Professor BlackOps. You would see I got a little encryption roll on there. I need to put my face on there. There's two of them out there. I'm the one with the 90 subscribers.
Hey, at least you got somebody. So all that comes up is the game. Call of Duty.
To put Professor BlackOps all in one word.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, that's
I'm not a gamer, so I don't want to follow.
Me either. I gave that up. I'm old. I'm 50, so I've been in the game. I'm trying to retire in a little bit. I'm getting up.
So now you have 92 followers or subscribers.
I appreciate that. Well, I appreciate your channel, man. I'm here to support you. Like I said, I'm sure I'm sending people your way so you can get to 1,000 because you're one of the top penetration players in the game. So.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'm not that. I ain't that great though. But like
you in the mix, man. Take the flowers. Your favorite word. Take the flowers. Take the flowers. I'm getting. But
y'all gotta stop using my words against me.
So I'm sure we're gonna go back and forth. Like I said, I'm not glad to meet you. So that's kind of like I said. That's kind of my role. I'm try to bring some young people in there and get them in the YouTube. Get to meet people so they can try to get in because. Like I tell young people, I'm gonna start interviewing young people. I do this. We don't hire young people unless you got 10 years underneath your belt of at least IT. Yeah, you got to at least come 5 years. Because when we mess up, so I can do the IRS. That's $1,000 a record. So if you got 50 million records, that's $1 billion. That's $1 billion mess up, right? So all our people are old. I'm 50, and I think I'm the people on my team. We old and grumpy. That's why I tell people.
That's because y'all messing with that framework, that NIST.
I've been doing this for 15 years. So
I have an 853 question for you. Are you seeing a lot of folks that have already migrated to version 5, or are most of them still on 4?
Most of them still on 4 because 5 just came out. It's going to take a year to ratify it. And the thing is, if you know what FIPS 140-2 is, that's encryption the government's got to open up to look at. You got to pay $100,000 to get secured. So it's going to take a year for everybody to get recertified on the encryption to get that to pass. So most of the IRS uses it, OSHA, FERPA uses it. So it's going to take them a year to get 5 out. The only big difference I saw is with the FireEye attack, they actually have a big supply chain new security family in there where they actually talk about digging into your supply chain. One of my things is I do for my clients is I look at all the software that comes into my government agency. So I look at everything from HVAC systems to our meeting systems. So we try to review everything just for that, because a lot of people don't remember. If you Google it, one of the Las Vegas casinos got hacked through the fish tank.
Hey. Oh, that wasn't mine. That wasn't mine. That wasn't you. That was the MGM.
Yeah, I remember that. Google that. Because it was the salt water, so they put it on the net so the vendor could check the salt water pH. Somebody hacked them and stole some money through the fish tank.
Yeah, so that wasn't our casino.
You need to go help them. You need to go help them.
Wayne, I see you. I'm gonna put you in here. I'm gonna put you in here shortly.
Yeah, I'm about to jump out. But that's it. I want to wish everybody a happy holidays and thanks for subscribing. I got 92. I'm trying to get to 100.
No, you're at 97 now.
Yeah, 97.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, look. Please follow this gentleman here, and yes, sir. We'll link up offline and we'll set something up.
I appreciate that. If anybody need me, reach out. I'm sure you're gonna see me in there. I appreciate it. Everybody have a happy holiday.
All right. Take it easy.
You too, bud.
All right. Okay, so Wayne.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hey, I love the show so far. A friend of mine, Jimmy, he sent up your YouTube on LinkedIn. I saw it. I was like, I gotta check him out. I appreciate him putting it up because I do have some questions, man. So Hey, first off, I'm starting off kind of new in IT. You know, going to school, I'm knocking out certs, CompTIA, MTA, stuff like that. From your standpoint, what do you recommend new people like me to pick as far as a track? Now, just to give you a little background, you know, I used to do government security, so I'm aware with securing facilities. I'm aware of IT, but I haven't dug into it like this. You know, pretty much, I'm just looking for your recommendation, what your opinion is about tracks.
Oh man, I think that's all preference. There's no real track I would say is better than the other. It just, to me, again, it depends on what suits you.
Mhm.
I could be biased and say go the pen testing route, but that might not be what you like.
Okay.
So I would that's a lot of questions for yourself and some researching in Google time to
Okay.
kind of look at the different things that you want to do. I mean, you have previous experience with other things, so I mean, you want to see if there's certain things you could translate those skills to something else.
Mhm.
I that's the best I can do. I don't know if Mary or JB has anything they want to add to it.
I'm trying to find the link, and I need to save this on my thing. There's a site that show like you can look up skills and see how those skills that you currently have relate to jobs. It's a NIST nice something.
Okay. You're talking about that NIST document that's like for the different cyber roles, and then it has the
So
skills, and
it's not the
Because I'm definitely
yeah.
leaning on cybersecurity side. It's just that I just want to know, like, how is it, how easy is it to kind of like get off and running in the career field and getting to work pretty much.
Again,
It's as easy as you make it, and
Yeah.
it's as easy as you whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It really
Right.
depends, because again, from
Yeah.
a standpoint, however fast it will take you to get a couple certifications and get that hands-on
Mhm.
experience and know it well enough to explain it to in an interview or whatever. So but if you look in the chat, Mer808
Uh-huh.
put up a link. That's a good one that will show you different occupations you can do.
Okay.
So,
all right. Hey, that's all I got. I just had a couple questions. I'm gonna stay tuned to your channel. I do appreciate you doing this on the holidays like this. I do appreciate it. And I haven't seen a show like yours. Like most IT shows or channels are kind of like very dry. Okay. And it doesn't keep me engaged like it should. But this is a pretty good one, man. I do appreciate you doing this.
all right, well, I appreciate you. Stay tuned, because I'll be doing the Humble Bundle giveaway shortly.
Okay.
So those books might help you.
Okay. All right.
But if not, you take it easy and you have a happy holidays, Wayne.
All right. Y'all do too. Okay. Thanks so much.
Right, take it easy. Okay. Where are we? Okay, there it is. So let me just catch up with everything. Clifton Reed says channel. I don't know what you're referring to, sir.
Oh, maybe the YouTube channel
Oh,
for Professor.
just
BlackOps.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I will put that link up there shortly. Need to add Money Man on here. I have to figure out who Money Man is, but get in contact with me. So let's see. All right. Y'all got me typing damn Money Man. I'm going to look at Okay. Oh, you found it. All right, cool. All right. So anybody else has any questions?
What are your holiday plans? What are y'all doing this weekend?
Whatever my wife wants.
Good answer.
Just enjoying each other. It's not like we can really have anything too crazy because of COVID. So, we're just kids will be enjoying their gifts and we'll be enjoying each other and hopefully not driving each other crazy. But we're usually good. I don't, like I said, I don't really have, I don't like to keep anything concrete. We'll see
Right.
where it goes. So I know my wife is looking forward to her little time off in between her cakes. Oh, One Dream
Yeah.
Cakes and Treats. I gotta do the plug. Or in the Georgia area. Check out One Dream Cakes and Treats. This is she's one of my unofficial advertisers. So One Dream Cakes and Treats, One Dream OD Cakes and Treats, or OneStreamCakesandTreats.com. She does custom cakes and desserts, cookies, you name it. Yes, we're working on shipping. There.
2021.
2021, I'm ready. If you need taste testers.
So we're working on something. So it says we have 27 people here in the chat right now. So if you are here for the drawing for the Humble Bundle, please put your name or something in the chat so I have a list to go off of, because I don't want to miss out on anybody. So if you're interested in the Humble
Yes, wifey.
Very, very interested. Not in the Humble Bundle in the cake.
Sorry, I'm talking about what wifey is saying. Sorry.
Okay, well, we're not okay. I guess you can put your name in there if you're interested in the cake too. But so let's see. Here we go. I follow your LinkedIn. And okay. Who said that? Gordon Murray. I appreciate it. I appreciate the follow. So like I said, if anybody, go ahead, everybody here. Black Poncho. Oh, I didn't see you at all. Okay, so does anybody else have, okay, so while we're doing that and everybody's doing that in the chat, oh, there we go. Dan, is this the same Dan? Dan, are you back?
Dan.
Dan? Going once for Dan? Going twice for Dan?
I'm back trying to sign up for the bundle. Oh, okay.
Okay, well, you don't have to do the, okay, so then I'll add your name to the list, Dan. Okay, Laura, let's see. All right, so we'll do that in about the next 5 minutes. So in the meantime, you guys keep adding your name to the list if you haven't done so yet. And if anybody has a question, I know again for me, because Mary and John said it's for me. So if you got questions for them, ask them too.
What one piece of advice would you give a newbie trying to break into the industry?
Figure out your why. Like I was saying, like I say all the time, there's going to be days where it ain't worth it. You know, you're going to have a lot of days where it's like, I don't do this. I'd rather be doing something else. I have a pile of video games and books that I haven't gotten to yet. But you just have to remember why you got into it or what your goal is. You know, what your motivation is. Now, if we're just talking about career-wise, you know, just understand that this shit doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
So whatever it is you decide to do, make sure you do the research and that you're prepared to do the work to get where you are. You're not going to make 6 figures on your first job. You know, you're not going to hack like Mr. Robot. You know,
Does he actually hack? I haven't watched Mr. Robot.
No,
so I couldn't tell you.
Mr. Robot probably had some of the most accurate portrayals of exploits than anything I've seen. But
quick side story with that. Real quick side story. The technical advisor for Mr. Robot is Intel Techniques on Twitter, and I got to take one of his OSINT classes at Black Hat. It was excellent.
Okay. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So like I said, so just understand that. And once you come to that realization that it's going to take the work and that you have to do the work and that you have to stay motivated and keep yourself driven, sky is the limit. And again, it's gonna get lonely.
Yep.
Sometimes you're the only one in the house who knows what you're going through.
Yeah.
My wife knows that whatever it is I do is a lot of work, but I've tried to explain certain things to her. I can literally tell you the moment where I lose her, and don't get me started about the kids. They're like, "Dad, what you working on?" And I start talking, and they're like,
"Yep, bye, see ya." Exit stage right.
But it's funny. Some of the things they pick up on, like I passively was talking to my daughter about OSINT stuff years ago, and she picked up on that quickly, of course.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. So
beware. She might utilize them skills on you.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Nice.
Hi, JJ. and then followed by. Oh, listen, hold on.
Is Nathaniel your child?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, that sounded like a kid.
So, actually, and I'm gonna put him on the spot. Nathaniel Animations on YouTube. He does a lot of awesome drawings. Yeah, I don't know if he's put up anything recently. So now you have to put up something, because now you have a bunch of people who are going to go to your YouTube page, and if they
go to it right now,
and if they don't see any of your recent drawings,
1 year ago.
See,
dude, what the heck?
Don't worry. All right, so I'll make it right. I'll put up something on Twitter later with one of his drawings.
A year ago, Nathaniel. A year. It's 2020, almost 2021. Get it together, kid.
So, David Fraley says, "Hey, I made it." Nope. There you go.
Oh, somebody had a question about fraud prevention, and wanting to get into that as a career. I have no expertise in that. I couldn't tell you. If it sounds interesting to you, then go for it.
Yeah. I would obviously, if you're going to deal with fraud, then look at anything in the financial sector. Fintech companies, banks, anybody who deals with money or PCI.
Right.
You can see if they have anything in a fraud department, but I really don't have anything outside of how to test it.
How to break into it.
Yeah. Somebody else had a question about my mug.
Yeah.
It's from Williams and Sonoma.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's baller status. Williams and Sonoma is like super fancy. It's only at the
I got an outlet right by the house. It's perfect.
That's why.
So
are you by Tyson's? Are you by Tyson's?
No, I'm by Dulles, so Leesburg.
Oh, you're on that side. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I have my do to work mug.
There you go.
That's on my TeePublic site. And I had to stop and pause because I'm thinking about switching platforms with my merch stuff. So
let me know, because I'm trying to do some drop shipping merch for my side business outside of cybersecurity. So
yeah. Multiple streams.
Yes, very important. Very important.
A little bit of fraud. And Laura says, like threat prevention, I do that now.
I don't think so. I don't know. When I think of fraud prevention, I'm thinking of keeping people from embezzling money and changing accounts and books and stuff.
And like algorithms that are looking for very, very specific things that are that normal human eyes can't find.
I think with threat prevention, that's more of vulnerability stuff. Yeah.
Certain things that we probably should have had with. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say
that. Come on now. This is why we have jobs. That's why we stay employed.
I'm not going to say that. I'm going to shut up. So, all right. Let's see. I'm going to try that. Let's see if we enter some names here.
You need a secretary to do that. An assistant, not a secretary, an assistant.
I was your lover and your secretary. Extra points if you can name that song.
You showing your age now.
I know.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yep. Mary J.
Of course.
Of course. That's my twin. We were born on the same day.
Okay.
Well, she's older than me, but you know.
Same day, and you a Mariah Carey fan. You're all over the spectrum.
Yeah. And I think Mary is from Chicago too, if I'm not mistaken.
Your guess is as good as mine.
And I was born in Chicago as well. So don't try to social engineer me either, because none of that information is a part of my password or anything like that. No, she's born in New York. Darn. She's getting old. Karaoke edition. We could totally do karaoke edition, David. I love to sing, just FYI.
I will not be participating in any karaoke.
I have a fantastic karaoke machine.
Yes, let's do it.
8,000 songs, and then I have a Bose speaker that's like this big, specifically for karaoke.
Nice.
That's not me, that's my fiance that got it.
Nice.
I got it for her, but yeah.
Giveaway names.
Make sure I add Dan to the list.
Did you already buy the Humble Bundles?
Nope. Good.
So I'm going to give you a link to purchase them.
Okay.
And part of the Humble Bundle will donate money to Cyberjitsu when you purchase.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, Laura from Chicago.
You should
Christmas song. Mariah Carey's Christmas song is the best. CM.
Could you shoot me that link too? Because I'm doing a humble bundle giveaway right now too. So, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, and you know what? Hold on. Look, and I mean they're probably not even watching, but to those people who tried to get what's her name, Olivia, in trouble for trying to do a giveaway, y'all suck.
Olivia, who's Olivia?
Yeah, she's on Twitter. She was trying to do a bundle for like Security Plus, with another individual, and I think one of the packages was like from Professor Messer.
Okay.
And someone actually like told on her. I don't know if they thought she was trying to pirate it or whatever. But she ended up getting in trouble, and now she was concerned that she may not even be able to do the giveaway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Come on, people.
InfoSec Twitter.
Just why I took the Twitter app off my phone. I have to go to it sparingly. So
y'all gonna have to keep me honest if any questions pop up while I'm adding these names.
Yeah. You know, InfoSec Twitter is an interesting. Twitter in general is an interesting social media app. It's almost borderline toxic.
It can be.
Is that the link for all bundles? Let me see if I can put it in the chat. I don't think I can't put links in the chat, but basically it just has our code on there. But when you go and check out at the end of like when you're checking out, there's a thing that says donate money. You can just search us on Humble Bundle. If you type Cyberjitsu, I think we're the only ones, and it should come up and you can select how much you want to donate. But D for Diva, I'll send you the link too.
Oh yeah, I saw you in here. I'm just I figured you was chilling out, so you didn't ask any questions. But
she's in the chat?
Yeah, she was in the chat earlier.
Oh, then yeah, that's the link. You gotta have those numbers on it so that it knows to select us.
Hey, I see you out here, holiday specials and whatnot. Pretty dope. I'm proud of you. Love you, bro. Let's see. Not gonna cry, Mary J. Not gonna see it. All y'all are our age.
I'm about to put on some Mary J right now.
Let's see, where are we at?
JB, what are you drinking in that cup?
Bourbon cream.
Bourbon cream.
Yeah.
What is bourbon cream?
Like almost think of like Kahlua, but with bourbon, like bourbon flavored.
Okay.
Yeah, it's made. Oh, I'm gonna forget the name of the company that makes it, but it normally comes out around the holidays.
Got it. Okay. Let's see what we got. I've never heard of that. I'm a Bailey's person.
Yep.
So I can drink Bailey's all day in a glass.
Cafe Patron and Bailey's. Thank me later.
Cafe. Really?
Cafe Patron and Bailey's.
Jeez, I don't know what it is either, but it sounds fantastic. Yeah. I haven't been on tequila for a while, so I've been on gin for the last few years.
Like I said, Cafe Patron. It's like it's a liqueur.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah. Cafe Patron and Bailey's.
Okay. Buffalo Trace makes bourbon cream liqueur.
Yep, it's Buffalo Trace.
Got it. So I might have to go check that out at my local liquor store.
Yeah, delicious.
I think I have some points that I can get some free stuff.
All right. So
Okay.
First rant. Okay, so again, anonymous Cafe Patron and Bailey's is amazing. Yes,
I'm texting the mister downstairs to let him know we got to go buy some.
So okay, so going once, going twice. I've added the names that I have. I have 20 names. We have 26 viewers. 3 of them are family.
They don't count.
I'm doing math. I'm doing quick maths real quick. 23, and then the 3 of us. So yeah, that's 26. Okay, cool. So, what's the link for the cakes and treats?
Hold up. I think I might have it.
I was gonna say, babe, you in here?
odcakesandtreats.com.
And you can also follow her on Instagram, and she has a
Bet. I'm about to follow her on Insta. I'm trying to get my Insta following up.
Okay, so we have our names. So we're gonna go with the first. Look, hold on. That's her entering. Hold on, let's see. Our first winner is Dan.
Go, Dan.
There we go.
Oh. So one thing you can't do so in between. So Dan, you won. My drawings are being delivered to your stream. Yes, I got them, Nathaniel. So there you go. So that's the first one.
Oh. Okay.
He's a big Naruto fan, so but
it's okay. My husband's an anime all the way. He found an anime that's about working out.
What?
Like they teach you how to work out, and like they talk about the muscles and weight lift. Yeah, all that stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay,
it's pretty cool, actually. I'm not an anime person, but yeah, those are really good. Oh, that's Wolverine.
Yep.
Yeah. Can I commission you to design me a tattoo, sir?
We have to talk about that one, but here we go. Here's another one he did.
Oh, nice.
So yes, Nathaniel Animations. Look, you should.
Okay.
Now you got to upload them soon.
Yep.
And then you did this one for chat with Bozeman.
Nice. Good job.
Yes, that is my son, 11 years old.
Talented.
Yes.
Keep it up.
And my daughter also does paintings and stuff as well, but she's not. I don't think she has any. I don't think she posted any of hers on YouTube. I think she probably had it on TikTok somewhere, but I don't do TikTok.
I don't do TikTok. That's a new generation.
Yes. So Dan, congratulations. I will be in contact with you, or shoot me your email, and we will get you set up, and you could pick your bundle from the Hacking 101 or Cybersecurity and Cryptography. So let's see. The next one is
Drum roll, please.
Willie Beeman.
Willie, congratulations.
Willie, you here? You got it. That's the thing. You got to be on here to claim it.
You got 15 seconds.
Willie going once.
He was just on.
I know he was just here. Nah, I'll send him a message and thank you for joining the stream. I know everybody's got things to do. Clifton Reed says, was laid off from my sysadmin help desk job a couple months ago and took part of this time to acquire my Security Plus. Any cert recommendations? I'm trying to dive more into networking, cybersecurity, and cloud.
Cloud, AWS, even GCP. Some companies use cloud or AWS, GCP, and Azure, which I don't understand why, but they use them all. So definitely cloud. There's a lot of good resources on that stuff. And SANS just launched a course or just launched a certification. I was like, wow, okay.
On cloud?
On cloud, yeah. I just got an email. I guess the class had been out for a while. And they just launched the certification for it. So it's like, okay,
Microsoft is still doing their free Azure fundamentals class, and then you get a voucher to take the exam. Juniper has a cloud free training, and if you pass a pre-test, you get 75% off.
That's actually really good.
That is really good. So he says currently have the A+ network plus the Security Plus, so aim for a cloud. I'm guessing based on which is hiring more right now. Again, I would look at Azure and I would look at AWS.
And if you just want to get like a neutral or vendor neutral, Cloud Plus from CompTIA.
Yeah, you're in that.
You don't have to take the test, but just learning the basics of cloud. Is cloud just an extension of virtualization? Pretty much. I mean, it's virtual. It's physical servers, but you're utilizing space on a physical server that you don't have to host. So ESXi is a virtual system, but I mean, they do some other stuff also in the cloud, but yeah.
Okay. So we got a couple more questions, but I'm going to do this last one. So far we have Dan. I see
William.
Is that your guy help desk? Is that your Twitter? And then Willie Beeman. And then our final one. Clifton Reed. I'm not. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can share my screen. Let's see if I can share it. Let me share audio. So y'all don't think I'm lying.
Uh-oh.
It's flickering though. Nope. I don't like that. Stop it.
David, just pick all of them.
So in the middle of all the flickering, you should see your name in there. But you know what? Screw it. Let's do two more.
There you go.
There you go. See? Boom. Let's do two more. All right. So we're gonna pick another name. Oh wait, look. See, look.
There it goes. Does it work?
Wasp. Congratulations if you're still here. Going once for Wasp. Okay, if not, you I have to find you somewhere. Yes, I told you I was gonna wear the hat. All right, and the final one. I'm Djax Claus. Gordon Murray. So there we go. So I'm gonna put it in the chat. Okay, let me close this out now. We don't need that anymore. All right, so winners are Dan, Wasp, Clifton, Gordon. Who's the fifth one?
Dang, you just said it. Greg.
What? No, it wasn't Greg.
No. Yeah, I thought you said somebody named Greg.
Dan Wasp. Oh, Willie.
Willie.
See, that's what happens. That's what happens when you try to leave the stream film.
Look, Bert said me.
All right. So let's we're gonna wrap it up with the questions because
Bert, I got you. Send me your information.
I got to bounce right now. I got a YouTube interview that I'm doing with somebody else here shortly. So.
Oh, all right. Well, happy holidays, sir. I appreciate you.
Yep. Appreciate you.
More
nice,
success. 2021.
Again, Mary. It's been like what, a year and a half or so.
Yes.
Oh,
Wicked 6 is happening.
Hey, I was gonna say if everything opens up, we're going next year. We're going.
Yes.
Definitely.
We're going to Vegas, and I'm going to be at Wicked 6. We talked about it last week. It's on camera, so you can't lie. You can't
lie. Yep, you're right.
You can't take it back now.
All right, everybody have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We'll catch
Bye.
you guys. Bye.
Take it easy. All right, so let's see if we finish up these last couple questions. Okay, so David, I think you answered that already about if you had to pick one. Would you pick AWS or Azure? Maybe Google.
Just do them all.
Yeah. I would say at least know them all. Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least, know the basics of them and how they differ. But the underlying concepts of cloud security is going to be the same across the board. So I like Anonymous, whoever that is. That's kind of funny.
One can dream. So let's see. Where are we? MB says, "Good evening, InfoSec. I've just become more aware why privacy over the internet is an important thing. I currently have Bitdefender, Total Security, and I'm wondering to what extent should I trust?" I don't trust none of them. I mean, you could trust any antivirus, but you should still do your own due diligence.
Right.
Be mindful of clicking bad links. Beware of phishing attacks. I think it's a combination of things. Like I said, I wrote a series of blog posts last year on different things you can do, from strong passwords, avoid phishing, avoid oversharing on the internet. I mean, these are all things that you kind of have to do all at once to really secure. So I wouldn't just trust any security solution as the end all be all.
Definitely not. Definitely do your research. And if it meets the needs, then it meets the needs. If it doesn't, then move on to the next one.
Yes. Rashad says, "Can you post your merch link?" Certainly. I can post mine. Mary, if you want to post yours, if you have.
I don't have one yet. I'm working on it.
Oh, okay.
I gotta figure that part out. Multiple streams of income.
Yep. Okay, so I just posted my TeePublic store. I also have affiliate links with Amazon, Udemy, and NordVPN. But
we need to talk outside of this about those affiliate links.
Okay. Definitely. Like I said, Nord, I like Nord, but I posted that today, and immediately I got, well, they were hacked last year. I'm like,
come on, dude. Really? Everybody's been hacked. Everybody is hacked right now.
Yeah.
Whether they know it or not is a different story.
And I was like, that was last year. They fixed it. They added Troy Hunt to their advisory board. And they were like, I still don't trust it. Oh
my gosh. Fair enough. Go for it.
Yeah. You didn't have to jump in my mentions and now you done messed up my money else.
Right. Everybody else coming behind you may not have known that.
Jeez. So MB says, is it worth to learn cybersecurity and penetration testing techniques in order to be able to easily identify a compromise? Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. If you
important and worth it.
if you didn't join earlier, I was just talking about that, where I think cross training is definitely
Mhm.
with certain things. So yeah, if you know the signs of a possible exploit, then you'll know how to better protect it. If you know how SQL injection works, you'll know how to sanitize your inputs to make sure that you're not letting off any type of SQL queries that you don't want done.
Yep.
So, absolutely, you got to know the vulnerabilities and how to exploit them in order to protect them. So he says, by the way, thank you, Professor BlackOps, Cybersecurity for the People. Yes, yeah, go follow. Yeah, he's definitely a good one. I've watched a couple of his streams. So let's see. Bert asked, "What is your?"
So I posted it in the YouTube, but it didn't show.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
What you do? What you do to YouTube?
I don't know. I see it on my side, but I don't see it pop up in the stream thing. There we go.
Thanks for the free Wi-Fi. I love it. Yep. Thank you, Wayne. David Fraley says, a good red teamer knows blue team tactics and vice versa. Yep. I mean, with especially with the emergence of purple teams,
yes,
you got to work together and know how to do it. Like I was saying earlier, I got certified in forensics to understand how to look at certain pen tests and vice versa. So, all right. So we're almost 2 hours in. So we're gonna let's see any more questions for me or Mary.
No.
Going twice. Okay. Well, shout out to all the winners. So Dan, Willie, Wasp, Clifton, and Gordon. I will be in contact with you shortly. Please send me your email or Twitter or wherever you're following me, so I know how to find you. I don't want no angry messages saying that I reneged on the humble bundles. We will be using the link, which will then donate to Mary Galloway's Women's Society of Cyber Jutsu.
Yes.
Definitely got to support that. Mary, once again, thank you for joining and for the questions. Anytime you're not busy, you are more than welcome to join. This hat is starting to get a little hot and itchy.
It's time. It's definitely time. What is Google Plus? Is that a cert?
I have no idea.
I never heard of that.
Wasn't that the Google social media thing that got hacked and they took it down? I don't remember. I know Google had something.
I don't know. It's not really here. How to set up a Google Plus account with pictures. Oh well. There's a wiki how-to. Oh, maybe it's Google Meet.
Oh, okay. Hold on. So MB says to get the Security Plus after, is that a good route for a beginner? Yeah, if you're a beginner, absolutely get the Security Plus.
Yeah.
And then Anonymous says, I'm working on developing Skynet for the True Cloud Azure to protect my destiny.
Who is Anonymous?
Oh my gosh.
I
should do one more just so I could say you won, so I could figure out who you are.
Exactly.
Nathaniel, is that like Google Premium or something?
I don't know.
Son, I wish I knew.
Me too. When you find out, let me know.
Yep. So email sent. So again, if you guys are on Twitter, you can follow me, DJax Alpha. You can send me an email, djax@alphacybersecurity.tech. Instagram is also DJax Alpha. If you like what I'm doing, you can buy me a coffee. Every little bit helps. You can do in increments of like $5 or whatever it is you want to do. Please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And again, thank you to everybody who got me to the 1,000 mark. Now the goal is to get to 4,000 watch hours. I have like 3,300 something to go, but hopefully with the content, we will keep it pushing. So with that being said, let me just double check the chat one last time. So again, to the winners, yes, please get in contact with me via social media so I don't forget about you. I want to thank my guests. I want to thank Dan. I want to thank Laura, even though she just hopped on and didn't mean to. I want to thank JD. I want to thank Ty Wilson. I want to thank Wayne. Everybody else is joining. And again, once again, I want to thank Mary Galloway. This is like week 2 for you, so it's like you put in the double shift. So,
of course.
I want to thank my family. I want my wife, my son, Nathaniel, my daughter. I love you guys. I know you guys are sitting there watching and trying to figure out what the heck I'm talking about at times. MB says, congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate you. To everybody, be safe. Have a happy holidays, whatever it is you celebrate. Enjoy it. Even if you don't celebrate, enjoy it. And bring in the new year safe and strong, and we will get back to 2021 and figure out what we're doing next. Hopefully people stay safe and we don't catch whatever the hell is out there with this new thing. I don't know. Wear a mask.
Wear a mask, yes.
Seriously, I saw every time I turn around, somebody they talking about something from the UK, and now they talking about some type of virus that's like deadly as Ebola, but contagious like COVID. I'm like, listen, I y'all need to stop.
Just let me be.
Yeah, I just want to go outside. I just want to go outside.
I just want to go outside.
So, y'all be safe. Y'all take it easy. Thank you for rocking with me for 2 hours.
Thanks, Anonymous. We appreciate you. Merry Christmas.
Listen, you must work for Microsoft.
Maybe.
We're gonna have to find out who you are. See, now you done something to do. All right, so y'all be safe out there. Y'all take it.